Hello guys, you're welcome back to the news. So concerning the way Nigerian government take they handle the protest matter and also take they handle the protesters, Falana don come out to remind Nigerians and also to remind Tinubu wetin e don do in the past. So in the yarn say Tinubu, who once fled Nigeria over Abacha's death penalty, now approved treason charges for protesters who spoke against hardship. And really, like what Falana is trying to tell Nigerians, the way Nigerian government they handle this protest matter, it make Nigerians then they no fit come out to speak. It let them know that they don't have freedom of speech. It's taking away the freedom of the people away from them, which is really against the constitutional right of every citizen of Nigeria, and which is really, really bad. And Nigerians have really reacted concerning this statement. But before we talk about the reactions, let's see the news in details. The Nigerian human rights lawyer Femi Falana has criticized the administration of President Bola Tinubu for allowing the Nigerian police to arrest peaceful protesters, including the minors, with treason and terrorism. The charges, filed in response to the protest against the severe economic hardship attributed to the government's neoliberal policies dictated by the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. Falana, who himself has a long history of advocating for civil rights, highlighted the irony of President Bola Tinubu's approach, reminding Nigerians and Tinubu also that Tinubu himself once fled the country under the regime of General Sani Abacha to escape the death sentence imposed by a brutal dictatorship. As in right now, under the same Tinubu leadership, Nigeria is witnessing similar suppression, with peaceful protesters, including minors, facing charges of treason for opposing economic hardship that has been exacerbated by neoliberal economic policies endorsed by the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. We can all recall that in August this year, protests erupted across Nigeria in response to the rising cost of living, the hardship that Nigerians are facing, the hunger that Nigerians are facing, and other economic grievances. Now, the senior advocate said that despite the constitutional right to peaceful assembly, police arrested over 130 protesters, including 29 minors, and charged them with an offense such as treason and indictment of multing. These charges, Falana argued, are groundless under Nigeria's Terrorism Prevention Act of 2022, which explicitly exclude protest, demonstration, and work stoppage from being classified as terrorist acts. However, an ex parte court order allowed the suspect to be detained for 60 whole days for further investigation. The senior advocate condemned the strategy as an attempt by the government to intimidate citizens and also to make the citizen not to speak out, and which they actually succeeded, because when they did October 1st protest, you will find out that October 1st protest did not really hold ground, did not go far. People were afraid to come out to protest. So according to Falana, the federal government set out to use the case of the 130 protesters to discourage Nigerian people from protesting against the harsh living condition, he stated. He also added that the global condemnation of the charges eventually pressured the government into abandoning the persecution. Yet, the incident has raised questions about Nigerian commitment to upholding democratic values. So he urged the Nigerian government to redirect its focus towards protecting peaceful demonstrators rather than persecuting them. And also, instead of exposing the country to avoidable shame by charging protesters with crime punishable by death, he argued the police should comply with the law by providing security for peaceful assemblies. He concluded by saying that respecting citizens' right to assembly is essential to fostering a democratic society. Meanwhile, some Nigerians have reacted to what Falana said. The statement from Falana would have been meaningful if he had said this before the release of those minors. Things fall apart in Nigeria and the center no longer hold, okay? This is a situation Nigerians find themselves today. And the way it is now, Abacha is a man of God, okay? And another person wrote, at this point, what every Nigerian activist and celebrity like the very dark man and his like should be clamoring for is a total electronic voting, an electronic voting transmission system, and nothing else. During the past election, when the INEC chairman was reminded that he said 66 times on the air that he will collect election results electronically, he simply said that it is not constitutional. So what every activist should be advocating for right now is to make sure that election results are transmitted electronically direct from the polling unit. So, my darling, wonderful people, these are Nigerians reacting. And come to think of it, Nigerian leaders, the way they act at times, they act as if say them themselves no get skeleton for cupboard. Every one of them get their own skeleton for cupboard. Remember vividly, this same Tinubu once led protests. As in during that time, now they lead people. Even Wike, I saw one of the video when they were the one at the front run of the protest. Now they don't make and say Nigerians nobody feel protest. You know, some say funny all just because of saying that then they power. So that is all we are going to take. Please feel free to drop your comment with us in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. I do really appreciate it.